We're afraid of the vows because we're afraid to attack our own addictions, our attachments. That's why we're afraid of taking the vows. Because we are afraid of attacking our addictions. We're afraid to attack our negative qualities. And therefore, you may not be overtly negative, but everybody in this room, including me, everybody has a very strong sense of I, me. The stronger your I is, you can't take vows. The stronger your I is, the more you cannot take vows. Why? Because the vow is a direct antidote to the I. Why? When you take refuge vows, you already have to abandon things that feed your ego. When you take refuge vows. And that's hard for a lot of people. Because you feel I have no more freedom. Actually, by taking vows, you get more freedom. People think, how is that possible? It's definitely possible. When you take vows, you get much more freedom. Why is that?
You're free to do all the good things that you want. Any good things you want to do, you're free to do. Do you see the Dalai Lama running around in chains? His feet and his hands wrapped up in chains and ball and all that, and locked in jail and say, oh, I have vows. I can't do anything for anyone. I'm stuck. No. In fact, people who have vows are free. People who have vows are more fun. People who have vows are more beneficial. People who have vows are more giving. People who have vows are more loving people. People who have vows are more wonderful people who are more free. Why is that? Because the vows tell you to do things that are positive and do more. Where got vow that says you can't love people? Where got vow that says you cannot have a wife? Where got vow that says, you can't give, you can't show love, you can't forgive, you can't give good advice, you can't be generous? Where got vow like that? And those actions bring good results. So when those actions bring result, you have more happiness. Where got vows that says you can't tell the truth? You think telling the truth brings you negative problems or negative difficulties? Contrary, if you believe in karma, of course there's karma. So therefore, when we're afraid to take vows, we have a wrong concept. Why do we have a wrong concept? Because we feel we are restricted in our activities. Well, let me tell you right now, you are wrong. You are wrong. Taking vows, in fact, gives you immediate freedom. Why? You don't have to worry about people getting you anymore. You don't have to worry about people finding out your lies. You don't have to have an ego trip about what people think, or competing, or trying to be better, or stepping on people, or hurting people. You don't have to worry, and nobody comes and accuses you anymore. Even when they accuse you, that's the past. It's over. You have total freedom. People who don't have freedoms, people who don't hold the vows. People who don't have freedoms, people who don't live by the vows. Why is that? Because when they lie and they cheat, they lie. They're afraid to be caught. And they do more lies, and they do more lies, and more lies, and then they become more closed and closed. Why? Because when you talk to them to open up, they can't open up because you find layers. More and more and more layers. More and more. And one lie is interwoven with another lie, with another lie, another lie, another lie. And there's many layers. So they can't open up and talk to you. Why? Because it's not just, okay, I lied about this in the end. No. There's many layers that are interwoven. And their whole reality will open up. Their whole reality open to you. And they're afraid they will lose your respect, and lose your love, and lose your care. Some of them underestimate people. They feel that if they tell the truth, they will lose your respect and care. Immediately. It might be so, but not ultimately. No. So actually taking vows liberates. That's why we call the vows self-liberation vows without the Mahayana motivation. Self-liberation. In fact, taking the vows liberates you. Liberates you. Why? You don't have to be afraid of all those actions that you normally do. That's one. Number two, when you take the vows, you plant the seeds in your mind. Listen carefully. When you take the vows with the correct motivation, wholeheartedly, you plant the seeds in your mind that in the future lives, this life also, listen carefully, whether you take the vows or not, your actions will be perfect. Your actions will benefit others naturally. That's why there are many people who are born naturally very good. Many, many High Lamas of Tibet are born naturally beneficial for others. They don't need to take vows. Vows is just a procedural thing. You think the Dalai Lama had to take vows to stop him from killing people? Think about it. Do you think when Buddha Shakyamuni emanates in the world to teach or to help people, he's got to take vows to prevent him from being, having 20 mistresses? I don't think so. So when you take vows, it creates the propensity bacha, or the very powerful karmic imprint that in this life, depends on how much you cultivate, okay? And future lives, you don't have to take vows. It becomes procedural. So when you don't have to take vows, what is the meaning? Your habits have already been changed. From what? From loss of freedom to do good things or things that you want to things that you don't want? No! Taking vows gives you freedom. Taking vows gives you total freedom. Why? You will be born in future lives with money, with position, with friends, with a good body, with an attractive body, to do whatever you want, but the virtuous way. Some people are born with these attributes. Some people are born with these attributes of wealth and beauty and position, and it is the result of negative karma. Some people are born with these attributes, and it's a result of positive karma. How do you decipher what they do with these attributes? Some kings are born with these incredible attributes. Example, the king of Thailand. The king of Thailand that I've studied for a while are born with power, position, and name. And he does everything to make the betterment of his country. Therefore, his whole country sincerely loves and respects him. Sincerely. There are even laws about saying negative things about him. That's how much they respect him. And when you go there, you don't feel like repression. You don't feel like they're made to say it. You don't feel like they're forced to say it. No. They respect their king so much because he's dedicated his whole life. My point is, he's born with position. He's born with power. He's born with rank. He's born with wealth. He owns the whole country. He can do whatever he wants. And what does he do with it? And then some more, he promotes Dharma in his country. And when the monks come, His Royal Highness, the King of Thailand, will stand up for the monk. He's well known for the respect. He's also become a monk himself, short term. My point is, that is someone who has done that. Then you know people, you can see people, I don't want to name any names in the world because I don't want to get sued, that get position and power and name. What do? They have people suck on their toe. They run around on yachts. They have affairs. They get divorces. They ruin their lives. They ruin their position. They derank themselves. They destroy their rank. They destroy their position. They destroy the respect of the people. And the more wealth and the more position and the more respect you give them, the more harm they do. What is that? That is a sign of a person whose result is, looks like, hey, you have money, looks like you look good, looks like you have position, and it looks like it's a result of good karma. No, as I've said many, many times to all of you before, don't be swayed or tricked by outer appearance. Outer appearance or superficial appearance of something does not denote it's good or bad. Some people in this life have to be born, inverted commas, not attractive. Why? In this life, if they're not attractive, their karma is that they can progress even more on their spiritual path. If they're attractive, they have more obstacles and problems. More. They attract more. They attract more suffering, more problems, more heartache. Some people are attractive. Some people are born attractive, and with their attractiveness, they have charisma. They look good, and they're quite mesmerizing. These people with attractive features and mesmerizing, charismatic qualities, they can use that to bring people to something good, to bring them to the Dharma. Definitely they can. Definitely. So some people have good looks, and what do they do with it? They end up in the gutter with a needle in their arm. Dead. Some of them go back to their families and become a total burden to their families. Some people are so beautiful, so wonderful, they do nothing but bring pain and suffering to their relationship, to their family, to their girlfriends, to their boyfriends, to their friends, everyone, because they drain them and they parasite off of them, they use them. Why? They can't control themselves. Some people's beauty is used totally to bring others to goodness. Totally to bring others to happiness. And they use it to attract, they use it to sell, they use it to make money for others, for charities, all that. Their beauty is used for what? So how we use our, inverted commas, beauty, attributes, intelligence, wealth, position, power, rank, knowledge, how we use it will determine the reason we receive them. The reason. So therefore, just because you have certain things, people who didn't hear the Dharma will think, hey, that's automatically better than not having it. No. People who hear the Dharma, they have another reference point. Remember I talked about reference point the other day very strongly. People who have the Dharma, they have another reference point to judge these things. Some people have money, they have wealth, they have position, they have business, they have people who give them money, give them business, but actually they're locked in, they're in prison, and they're suffering. But they can't show it. Face some more. So whether you have or don't have is not the point. Please remember this for your meditations. This is not criticism. I'm trying to explain to you in very simplistic layman's terms the workings of karma and its results. That is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to explain to you the workings of karma. I am not pinpointing. I am not putting down. I am not complimenting. I am giving you a Dharma talk. And that Dharma talk is the workings of karma on a very simplistic level. And that is what, in this case, just because you have doesn't mean it's the result of good karma. Just because you don't have doesn't mean it's a result of negative karma. And if we keep thinking from that reference point, religion won't work for us. Any religion. Advice won't work for us. Friends' advice won't work for us. Why? Because we already have a reference point. It must be like that. We have a reference point. Reference point is an experience from another part of our life that we use new experiences to compare with. So a reference point is something that we've experienced in our life. Once that was actually pleasurable or not pleasurable. And we use that as a yardstick to continuously judge and put into category new pleasant and unpleasant experiences. Example. If we walked in the forest when we were very young and we got stung by a huge wasp and our legs are swollen double its normal size, well, every time we think about the forest, we think, oh my God, the wasp, oh my leg. We judge everything. Not every forest has that, and everybody hangs out in forests. A lot of people go camping in forests. They don't have that problem. But we had that problem because it happened once to us, so we judge everything in the future by that reference point. And then maybe in high school, we had one girlfriend. We had one girlfriend, and she was the most perfect girl in the world, and we lost her. For whatever reasons, we lost. So every time we get a new girlfriend, we keep judging the new girlfriend along with that first girlfriend we had. The hair, the look, the expression, how she reacted to us, how she was forgiving, how she was not forgiving, her size. You know, she's tall, she's small, she's fat, she's skinny, whatever it is. We always judge the next girlfriends on the basis of that. And our suffering comes from what? The suffering comes from our comparison. Previous experiences are not necessarily positive. Previous experiences are not necessarily negative. A new experience can be different. So when we hold on always, then some people are very afraid of taking vows and going into Dharma, inverted commas, deeply, whatever deeply means. Why? Because they look at their parents, and they look at their parents, and they look at their grandparents, and they use that as a reference point of what deep Dharma is. Can't eat this, at this time must offer this, cannot move the deities. You have all types of cultural restrictions. And therefore, these cultural restrictions is what's been classified as religion or Buddhism in this culture. And therefore, from that reference point, we've been taught temples solve our problems, lamas have magic and solve our problems. When we have problems, we go to Kuan Yin temple and we do a divination stick, and that solves our problems. And if they don't solve our problems, that temple is not powerful, find another temple. And if that lama is not solving our problems, we go to another lama because another lama is more powerful. Actually, there are people running around saying, I go to different lamas to see which one's the most powerful. And I will follow the most powerful. I'm like, that's true. There are lamas. There are different types of lamas, different attainments. But are you powerful enough to follow the most powerful? Because the most powerful will train you up very fast. The most powerful will go 100% into training your mind. Are you ready for the most powerful? So don't be running around for a sports car and driving in a sports car that's extremely fast in a sports race, a car race, if you're not ready. If you only know how to ride a bicycle, you want to drive a sports car, and you want to go for a race, you think about it. So people say that, I go for the most powerful lama and the highest lama and the biggest lama and the one that shows me magic. And I'm like, but are you qualified? I go for the biggest initiations, the highest yidams. I don't go for that cheap lamrim stuff and the cheap Shakyamuni. Ah, look at him. He doesn't have only 2 arms. How? Some more begging bowl. It means he want money. Why? Begging for money. I'm going to go for the exotic deities. I'm going to go for Yamantaka. I'm going to go for Hiruka. They got more arms. They hold more things. They're more exotic. Got more faces, more eyes, more legs, more everything. And I want it. Me. Give me. And you're looking at them like, huh? Why do you go, huh? Because the whole reality is gone. The whole reality is off.